Welcome to today's team meeting, coming to you from a park in Arizona with lots of palm trees. Can you see them? Hopefully you'll be able to hear me well. I am near a busy street. So if it gets loud, turn me down. Welcome to the meeting. Today we're going to talk about depression because it's real. Because I've had so many conversations with people over the past couple months, and I think we're all dealing with it. So let's talk about it. Let's not pretend it doesn't exist. Let's not pretend that you're weak if you feel it. Let's not pretend that we don't maybe need to seek assistance to resolve it. So before we get there, let's talk about the Super Bowl. We know who's going. The Weeknd and Jasmine Sullivan. Kidding. They're going to perform at the Super Bowl. I like them both. The podcast episode that was uploaded this week is on vision, and I talked about the Weeknd in my podcast, and I referred to him as the Weekender, and I feel very shameful about that. A lot of shame. Do I have lipstick on my teeth again? This is what you come to these meetings for, isn't it? To see if Tara's gonna talk about her teeth in any way. And I do. Today, lipstick. What else? Oh yeah, I have to look at my notes because today I have notes. Trigger finger. Does anyone else have a trigger finger? And by trigger finger, I don't mean being triggered by what people say. I mean literally a trigger finger where your thumb gets locked. I'm having that now. I've had 2 cortisone shots for it now, and it still hurts. And I've been wearing my wrist brace at night, but it still hurts. They say after your second cortisone shot, you have to have surgery because the shots don't work anymore. But the pain of the finger when it gets stuck is the worst. Anyway, tell me in the comments, does anyone else have a trigger finger? Or am I the only one? I don't think I'm the only one. I can't be. Let's talk about depression. So there's just a couple things I want to talk about related to it. And there are resources out there to get help on it. So the first tip I would say is it's real. So many people, whether you have a lot of money or you live paycheck to paycheck, are feeling the pain of this pandemic. It's global. Who's experienced this before? Who doesn't miss our life? I miss movies. I love going to the movies. I miss dates. But the thing is, I wasn't dating before COVID, so I can't even blame COVID for my lack of social status, social activity and dates. Seriously. I miss interaction. I miss my family. I miss having burritos and Mexican food with my family. I miss laughing with them. I miss shopping with them. I miss being able to get on a plane. Although since I've become a mom, I've been traveling less. I do miss the option of it. And that brings a certain kind of feeling towards you. Loss, grieving, anxiety, fear, all those things. We're all feeling some kind of way. So I have 4 tips that I want us to discuss today, and I want you to take it seriously. Be kind and gentle to yourself because this is not something we've been going through before. So if you're feeling anxiety, you can't sleep, you're not eating well, you feel jumpy, you're being rude to the people around you, you could have a touch of it. I mean, some were probably surprised when Michelle Obama said that she was feeling a little bit of depression when COVID hit. And I think that was very brave for her to say, because she could easily pretend like all is well. It's not about how much money you have. It's not about your economic status, because the pain can be felt maybe in different ways, but pain nonetheless, no matter what status you are in this life. So I want you to be gentle with yourself because this is real. It's an illness. It should be considered an illness that you should think of it as needing to be treated. Even if it's something gentle you need to do to yourself, or if you need to call a therapist, which brings us to our next point. Get help. If you have insurance, and you feel like there's things that you could be talking to a therapist about to work through your feelings, because let's be honest, when you have something like this pandemic, it could fuel so many additional issues in your life. It could fuel the issues in your relationship. It could fuel your relationship with your body and different kinds of disruptive and dangerous behavior with your eating. It could take away your sleep, which hurts your immune system. It can make you feel anger, and that anger could be coming out against the people that you love, or on your Zoom meetings. Maybe you cussing people out. I don't know, but you're gonna have to call your insurance company and see if they offer to pay, even if it's just 80%, 60%. Consider talking to a therapist. If you don't have insurance, I was Googling to see what kind of organizations have free therapy. I'm going to Google it some more so that after I post this in the comments, I can put some links up that you can look up. You shouldn't be penalized for not getting help just because you don't have insurance. Those of you with insurance, listen to me. Call your insurance company and ask them, what do they pay for therapy? You're paying insurance every paycheck. Use it. Next. Okay. Whenever I felt depression, because I felt it many times in life, and I felt it during this pandemic, getting my heart rate helps. Getting my heart rate up helps. I'm not saying go run a marathon. It may be too cold to be outside exercising. So walk in place, jog, step, lift your legs, get some resistance bands. Here comes the ice cream truck right now. Really? I should go over there and get a strawberry shortcake. I loved the ice cream truck growing up. I don't know if they do that in all states. Anyway, we're going to talk through it. Strawberry shortcake for me, please. Distracting me. Get your heart rate up. Go chase the ice cream truck if you have to. Listen, I'm not saying run a marathon or do CrossFit, but when you're busy lifting a weight or trying to struggle through a set of 10 where you're doing some leg bands or lifting up a bottle of water and you're pushing yourself to where your heart rate is elevating, it's hard to feel that emotion as well as the the physical pain. You can distract yourself and get some endorphins, some healthy endorphins through your body, through your bloodstream. Laughter's medicine. I'm not trying to minimize this depression. The first point was to get help, right? Figure out if you need to get some medication. Figure out if you could find a therapist. That's the first one. But there are others. Get your heart rate up. Next one, 3, laughter's medicine. So, is there a funny video, funny meme, funny place you can go to? Or something to edify you? Like at night, turn on a podcast that you can listen to on your way to sleep, or calming meditation that you can listen to as you sleep. Take your own actions towards your health. Don't just sit there and suffer in silence and feel alone. Don't sit there, suffer in silence and be alone. Don't sit there and suffer in silence while you're alone. You're not alone. There are even over-the-counter natural aids that you can take for stress. I heard about one. It's something that you don't need a prescription for. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to prescribe anything for you, of course. But there are things that you can take over the counter. And if you ask your doctor if it's okay, if I take XYZ, does it impact other medications I'm taking? Get the clearance from them and move forth towards taking control and moving yourself towards a path of healing. Feeling peace, ushering in peace. Get it out. Don't just internalize all this pain and everybody's feeling it, but don't internalize all this and pretend like everything's okay. So many people pretend to be okay. I did it for years. Smile in your face and then be sad at home. You have no idea how much pain I'm in. Don't do that. Don't pretend like everything's okay. And that's why I'm not going to pretend like you just have to power your way through. Think good thoughts and you'll get through it. Because here's a bonus tip. This is tip number 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Tip number 5. Listen to yourself, meaning acknowledge the feelings that are coming up. Don't bury them with sangria or ice cream or drugs or any kind of alcohol. I'm not against alcohol. I drink it. But it doesn't really help with depression, I don't think. It may go good with steak or a sandwich. And listen to yourself, but you got to also talk to yourself. Because when you listen to yourself, you're going to have some crazy thoughts going through. So you got to also talk to yourself. Like, nope, I'm not going to give in to this. I'm going to get some help. I'm going to dial the phone number to see if I can get an appointment with someone and speak to them on a regular basis. So I'm going to make a doctor's appointment and go get my blood checked to see if there's anything else wrong with my body. Because depression can bring aches and pains, and you can feel sick, even flu-like symptoms, because of the weariness it brings to your body through your mind, okay? Through your emotions, through your hormones even. So I'm not a doctor, but I'm just giving you some tips that I hope will help you to acknowledge that it's okay to not be okay, and it's very okay and preferable that you seek a way to feel better. Let me give you a better view of my trees still before we close out. You know, in the team meetings, we have tough conversations. And so today is one of those. So I'm lighting it up with some palm trees, but I'm going to tell you, you're not alone, and you need to seek assistance. Don't feel guilty about that. Depression is not something that you should take lightly. You should actually be kind enough to yourself, because that's one of the themes of our meetings. We are kind to ourselves, even if we need to remind ourselves to be kind to ourselves. That means you need to dial. You need to get on Google. You need to find assistance if that's needed, or use some of the other suggestions that I've made. Or if you have a suggestion that you know has worked, put it in the comments. All right, that'll be it for today. Friday will be our next meeting. This week's podcast episode, I loved it. It's about vision. Listen and tell me what you think. I'm wearing glasses this week. I'm giving my eyes a break. They were tired. Okay, I love you. We say that in the meetings here. And we're in this together. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for attending today's meeting. Talk to y'all soon.